So what is SEO and is it important for business owners? For starters, SEO stands for search engine optimization. Is it important for business owners? It depends. The answer to everything is it depends. And so I'm going to go into more detail here in this video on what SEO is and how it can be valuable for a business and a business owner. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Basically what that is optimizing how easily you can be found on search engines. So Google being the most common one. If you have good SEO, it means your business is going to be easily found when relevant searches are done for that type of business or product or service that you provide. So for example, if you have a residential cleaning service and you're providing that in Calgary and someone searches on Google residential cleaning Calgary and your business comes up as one of the first or second or third results organically without being paid, then you probably have good SEO. Whereas on the other hand, if you're on the fourth page for results when it comes to that and you actually are operating as a residential cleaning company in Calgary, then chances are you don't have good SEO. So improving your search engine optimization, your SEO, can be very important, especially if you want to be found on Google searches or other search engine platforms like Google. So does it actually matter? Is it important? And that, as I said, it depends. Are you trying to be found or are you wanting to get in front of people? Just for starters, don't feel like you need a website or a Google business account or Facebook account or Instagram account. Like generally, yes, I recommend that. I wish pretty much every business had a website, but the truth is not every business needs a website. And even for the ones that could really benefit from having a website, they don't necessarily need anything fancy. Same thing with a Google business account. You don't necessarily need it. I would say it depends on your goals, your type of business, and the industry that you're in. Because I know many businesses that don't have any online presence whatsoever, and they're still very successful. So kind of depends on your preferences and your goals. Now, if you do have a website, is it important to have good SEO, meaning you're gonna come up as one of the top searches on a search engine? I would say typically, yes, you wanna have good SEO, that is valuable, but it would also depend. Is your business providing something that people are searching for or not searching for? So are they gonna come looking for you or do you need to get in front of them? So for example, if you have a common product or service that people are regularly searching on search engines and you wanna be found through search engines, then yes, you need good SEO. Whereas if you have a product or service that's not really well known and people aren't searching for it, then it doesn't matter as much how good your SEO is. You're gonna have to find ways to get in front of them and draw awareness to your product or service because they're not otherwise looking for it. So for example, a cleaning service, a painting service, electrical or plumber, like those are industries that people are searching for. So if you work in that industry and you have a website and you wanna get found on Google searches, it would be important to have good SEO. Whereas if you have some type of business that's not really well known, like recently I came across a business owner who's an end-of-life doula. That's not something that people are typically searching for. That was the first I had heard of it, but I see where that could be a useful service. But rather than focusing on being found, she probably needs to get in front of people to let them know that that business exists and that type of service exists and how it can be of value to people. So there you go. It kind of depends. Are you trying to be found or do you need to get in front of people? If you're trying to be found in an industry that's searched for, then having good SEO is important. Now, if you've determined that good SEO is important for your business and your industry, how do you actually improve your SEO? There's a number of ways to do that. This is kind of, to me, like a credit score. Like there are certain behaviors or certain factors that impact your credit score or your SEO score. So some of the most common ones would be using appropriate keywords. So what is your business? What region do you provide services or products in? What is your product or service? What is your specialty? Things like that. You want to make sure that you include those keywords about your business in your website so that when it's being searched on a search engine, it's going to pick up on those keywords. And then when people search those keywords, your website is more likely to show up because the keywords in your website are going to match what they're looking for. So make sure you're actually using keywords that are relevant to your business and not just like stuffing random keywords into your website. But that's one tip for getting strong SEO on your website. Another thing to do would be to have strong backlinks. So This gives your website credibility if other websites are linking to it, especially if they're well-established and credible websites. So you can do that by getting on business directories or asking other websites to refer to some of your content, and that's just something that will develop over time. But you can try and form partnerships or join certain groups where they will link to your website, and that just again gives your website more credibility if other credible websites are linking to it. So that's tip number 2. Another tip would be to have good content. So you want to make sure that when people are searching content relevant to your business and what you offer, that if they do make it to your website, they're not going to be surprised. They want to, find what they're looking for and have good information so that they're going to stay on your website. Because if they're coming to your website and it's really not what they're looking for and they quickly click off, that doesn't send a good signal to the search engines. They want to make sure that they're sending people to the right websites based on their searches. So have relevant, good content to those keywords to keep people on your website and ensure that they'll find what they're actually looking for. Another tip, and especially if you have a local business where you're mostly just serving local customers or clients, would be to set up a Google business profile and fill that out and then link it to your website, have your website linked to it. That's just going to help create some synergy, maybe draw more traffic to your website, especially on a local level where if you're trying to be found in your region. And now one last tip would be just to make sure that your website loads well on a mobile device and also uploads quickly on a computer. Those things can factor in as well to SEO. So those are some of the most important factors in order to get good SEO, and kind of a brief description of what it is and when it could be really valuable. So hopefully the video was useful. Click like if you enjoyed it, and check out the other videos on my channel. I've got over 120 now that cover business management and business startup topics.